Hello, and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at a few more people who need us to tell them whether they're assholes or not. Okay then, let's get into it. Am I the asshole for telling him he isn't my nephew? My brother, 41 male, became a foster father to a young boy 10 years ago. The child's father had passed away and his mother was in a rehab center. The assignment was supposed to be temporary. The foster worker said that the young boy would probably be there 6 months to a year. He ended up staying with my brother for 6 years. That's quite a long time. In this time, my brother did a ton for this kid, well above and beyond requirements. He made sure the kid always had nice new clothes, fun toys, got to eat what he wanted, took him on vacations, paid for expensive activities, everything. By the time the 6 years had passed, we all thought this child was a permanent addition to our family. Then, shortly after his 14th birthday, his mother was able to resume custody, and just like that, he was gone with almost no notice. Well, it sounds like your brother really gave this kid everything he could, but in the end, like, he's not adopting it. It is a foster child, so you gotta expect that at some point, like, the end goal is for the kid to be reunited with their parents. Hopefully, right? So you can't really be upset that the mother came back into the kid's life, but it does suck that you grow such an attachment to these kids, you know, and then they just get taken back. Can't explain how devastated my brother was. He was beyond distraught. He thought of this kid like a son, and then legally they weren't anything to each other. He's 18 now and just started community college. My brother has a different foster child staying with him now. Even though life has gone on, I know my brother is still in pain. Well, just because you're legally not anything to him doesn't mean you're, like, this kid still can't look up to you and you can't still, like, be a mentor for this kid, as long as you're, like, the mother, I guess, allows you to be, like, in contact or, like, part of this kid's life. But now if the kid's 18, like, there's no reason that this kid can't seek out your brother, the foster parent, and thank him and just hang out and catch up, you know? There's no problem with that, at least from what I could see. Recently, I ran into this now adult at the grocery store with his mom. He acted very happy to see me and introduced me to his mother as Auntie, my name. I said, "No, I'm not your aunt." He looked a little hurt and then tried to continue the conversation. We talked awkwardly for a couple of minutes and then I finished my shopping. I told this to my brother about the awkward interaction later, and he said I was a B for no reason and should have just accepted the title graciously, as it cost me nothing. I disagree. I let this kid be my nephew for 6 years, and then I didn't see him again until now. Why should I have to let him call me his aunt when he hasn't been a member of our family for 4 years? My brother called me egotistical, but then he dropped it. I don't understand why I'm the bad guy. Am I the asshole? Certainly you are, yeah. So you're like just dogging on this little kid here. He got taken away from his parents because of a bad situation and then brought to your brother, who did everything he could. And now his mom's back in the picture, and this kid, against his will, gets taken away from your brother and back to the mom, which I'm sure he's probably happy about. But it seems like he liked you guys and your family, and you're just gonna dismiss him like that? It wasn't even his choice to leave. Like, why wouldn't you have just introduced yourself and been like, yeah, hey, it's nice to see you again. You know, I'm sure my brother would like to catch up with you too. How's things going? Like, you could just be a decent human being. You're definitely the asshole, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is probably gonna think the same thing too. Oh, let's get into the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my son he's a disappointment? Because the title sounds harsh, but I said it and I just want an unbiased opinion. Well, I am here to do that for you. I'm a 61-year-old woman, and I have 2 children, 41-year-old male and a 39-year-old woman. My children are going through a little spat right now over money my son loaned my daughter over 10 years ago. It's really tearing my family apart right now, and I just want to see what people have to say. Well, we will tell you. My son gave my daughter $20,000 to start a business 10 years ago. Hold up. $20,000. This guy's got 20 grand just on hand to give to people. This guy is loaded. Okay. So my son gave my daughter $20,000 to start a business 10 years ago, and I was happy when he did it because it was unexpected and nice. You bet your ass it was. Now here's where the problem occurs. She never started the business, and now every Thanksgiving, my son asks my daughter, sorry, I thought I just couldn't read, but they just couldn't type. So now every Thanksgiving, my son asks my daughter, is she gonna pay him back? And it's getting annoying because people wanna eat. People wanna eat. And my daughter complains about it, saying she'll pay him back and then drops it. My daughter's fiance says she's tired of the harassing over the money. And I'm sure that the brother is tired of not getting his 20 grand back. That's a lot of money. It'd be different if it was like 20 bucks. I would just be like, yeah, here's 20 bucks. You could have it. I don't care. I'm not rich, but whatever. You're my sister. But $20,000? Oh, yeah. I'm going to be making a big stink over this, especially 10 years. 10 years has gone by and she hasn't even paid him back? What kind of daughter is that? What kind of sister is that? That hurts my heart. My daughter had a bachelorette party and everything was going swell. We ordered strippers, ate cheesecake, and just had fun. Yeah, we really just blew that 20 grand. We woke up because we heard knocking and it was a guy saying, "You've been served. My son is suing my daughter over the money." I called my son and called him a disappointment. My son said, Look here, it's been 10 years. If she's not trying to pay me back, then I'm taking her skinny ass to court. I'm torn. Am I the asshole? Yeah, you are. You're clearly just taking your daughter's side in the whole matter. Your daughter is an asshole, you're an asshole, her husband's an asshole. I think everybody here is an asshole except for the guy who loaned $20,000 graciously to his sister in hopes to start up her business so she could maybe be successful and pay him back later. And it's been 10 years and he's just now doing something about this? If I loaned 20 grand to my sister and she didn't pay me back, and she just like abandoned her, like the business plan that I lent it to her for, and like a few years went by, I'd be hounding her every single day. I would have taken her to court already, or I'd just go and take all her stuff out of her house. That would just be that. This guy put up with it for 10 years, watching you guys go out on this bachelorette party, throwing money around, eating fancy cheesecake and all this, and now you're calling him a disappointment. I can't believe you would even call him a disappointment. I'm lost for words. What do you guys think about this? I can't be the only one. This is ridiculous. This kid needs to sue both of them just for the trouble. Let's check out the next one because this one's kind of pissing me off. So this person wants to know if they are the asshole for leaving the house with the kid that they were babysitting. Doesn't sound too good, but let's continue. Okay, so before anyone jumps to conclusions by the title, hear me out, as I didn't know what else to title this. I, a 16 female, sometimes babysit around the neighborhood and whatnot. Okay, well, first off, you're 16. I'll cut you a little bit of slack, but let's see where this goes. Being so young, it's a decent way for me to earn my own money. Agreed. I used to babysit too when I was a teenager, and I made a little bit of money, but not that much. So, there are a few families that I've been looking after their kids for a while. while they go on date nights or just simple one-day, one-night trips where they're not too far in case of emergency. Okay. Recently, I just babysat for one of those families whose child is around 1 year old. Me and the family have had arrangements where sometimes I watch the kid at my house or sometimes at theirs, but they've never said that I can't bring the child over to the other house. Mind you, our houses aren't super far away, maybe like 10 or so houses away. Well, with that being said, I would assume that whatever house they leave you with their 1 year old at, that's the house you should keep the 1 year old at. But let's keep going. So this night, I'm watching their child, and a couple hours into watching him, my phone died, and I realized that I had forgotten to bring my charger with me. So I quickly grabbed the stroller and whatnot, and brought the baby over to my house to grab it and head back. When I returned, I didn't think anything of it until the parents came back later that night. The mother, let's call her Deborah, 33-year-old female, looked mad when she came through the door. Upon me asking what the matter was, she went on a tirade about how I shouldn't have left the house with their child and how I was being irresponsible with their baby being gone for around 25 minutes. That's their baby. It's not like you just took their, just something, like, just something like their iPad or something. This is their baby. So, as I told her, I had just gone back to my house to grab my phone charger, which was an explanation that she didn't accept. She basically called me an asshole for leaving with their child, even after I tried explaining myself to her, even offering to lower my already low fee for babysitting for the trouble. So am I the asshole? Oh, there's also an edit. Since people keep asking, I'm going to put in an edit. The house has no landline, and I could have contacted them with... no landline that I could have contacted them with. They have different phone types than I do, so their chargers would not have worked on my phone. Also, since it keeps coming up, they had a doorbell cam that notified them I left. Well, let's break this down a little bit. So you are watching somebody's precious little baby, a little 1 year old baby. You're sitting there hanging out at their house, knowing that you're going to be playing on your phone all night because you're 16 years old and you have a phone, and the baby is just a baby. I mean, it's going to sit there and goo goo gaga and whatever all night and play with little toys maybe. So, but you sure as heck know that you're going to be playing on your phone. So why didn't you bring your charger? And two, once you saw your phone getting down to the nitty-gritty 10% and under zone, you should have just called them and then maybe asked them to if you could get your charger, or you can call somebody at your house to bring a charger to you. But you definitely don't take their baby without telling anybody and leave the house in the middle of the night. I think that it was at night. I'm assuming. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Any time of the day, you shouldn't be taking somebody's baby and just leaving with it with no explanation. And third of all, they have a doorbell camera. You could probably talk to them through the doorbell camera if you're really crafty. But I don't know. Maybe you didn't think of that. But still, you should have not left with their baby. I wouldn't really say that you're that much of an asshole for doing it. I think it's just kind of irresponsible and kind of dumb. You just didn't really think about what you were doing. But then again, you are just 16 years old. Life lesson. Just don't do that again. I'd probably give you a second chance if it was my kid. I would just tell you never to do that again and make sure that you have your charger with you. So that'll pretty much do it for today. Today was kind of a special treat. We got 3 assholes for the price of 1. sometimes, you get a good person sprinkled in through there, and you're like, oh, you sympathize with them, and you're like, yeah, no, you're not that bad. They were wrong, not you. But no, this time, all three of them, they were all wrong, every single one of them. In my opinion, anyways. In my professional opinion. What do you guys think? Are they all assholes? What's going on here? Leave it down in the comment section. There's not going to be much discussion, though. I already know that. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, give it a like and maybe think about subscribing. If not, that's okay too. It's not for everybody. But I appreciate it either way, and I'll thank you guys once again, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.